Hi, I'm John, and today I'm going to do some modifications to my air conditioning in my 2024 Jayco 264BH travel trailer. I've seen similar videos online. However, this has a Dometic AC unit, and it's a little different than the ones I see online, so I thought I'd video it and hopefully help somebody else. Alright, I'm working with a 2 foot by 2 foot by 1 inch thick sheet of foam insulation board, and as you can see, I've already got 2 of the corners cut off. They're actually already placed in the unit. I'll show that to you in just a minute. I've got a couple other triangles ready to go. There's the unit. I've already got it opened up here, and this is the intake side, and they were real generous, gave it a lot of room. This is where the air comes out. This would be where the dump is, and you can see one of the air vents over here on the side. And as you can tell, it is wider than the opening. And there's where the air comes out of the AC unit. So what I did was put the corners of the board fit real well. I think that's 3.5 by 2.5 inches. And the ones I got cut, I'm going to stack right there, and then I'll cut 2 more to do on the other side as well, to go above the inlet for the ducting for the AC. So I'll go ahead and get that done and show you how that goes. Alright, so I actually ended up using 3 additional triangles to fill the top. So it's about 3 inches thick, and I've got it all taped up. I'm just using good old duct tape. It's chrome colored. You could use the aluminum foil tape, but my hardware store just didn't have a small enough roll, and I wasn't going to buy a big roll for this one project because I'm not going to need that much. Now, one thing to note with this AC, I had noticed a few days ago it was hot and the airflow just wasn't what I thought it should be or what I remembered it being on high. And this divider here is actually this membrane type material, and it had slid down, and there is a foam gasket up here that actually had fallen and was allowing the cold air to get sucked back into the AC instead of blowing through the vents. And part of what I'm doing here is trying to take up some room because this, when the AC is on, the air just circulates in here until it builds up pressure enough to go through the vents. So what I'm going to do is try to take up as much space as I can, and then build like ramps to direct the air directly into the AC ducting. You can see right there. Also, there is this little hollow area right here in the wood, so I'm going to go ahead and put some insulation board in there as well. So let me do the top on the other side with additional 3-inch triangles here to take up that, and keep going. Alright, I've got the piece cut out for the side. I'll show you all in just a minute where that little void was. Now you can cut this with a jigsaw if you've got one. I have one, but decided that I didn't want to deal with it. It's a little warm outside right now, so my trusty very sharp cutting device works just as well. And we're going to go back up here, and you can see that filler piece right there. Now there are some support rods in each corner, and this piece was a little hard to get in. It's 2 inches tall by 14 inches long, so I did have to kind of stick it into the ductwork to get it up there, and then kind of had to weasel it around that stud right there. I put this in first because that stud sticks out a little further. This is the end or the side closest to the door. Stuck it in first and then weaseled it around. So now I'm going to tape it in, and then we're going to work on the divider for the middle. Okay, so I decided there's still a gap here, and looks like it was just about 1 inch thick, so I went ahead and filled it as well. It only cuts off maybe, I don't know, there's maybe 1/2 inch there, and maybe even 1/4 inch there. Yours will be different. The ducting isn't always going to be centered in the same spot on every RV or trailer, but I think that'll be all right. So it took up all the space. It's 14 inches long by 6 inches tall approximately. I had to do a little trimming, and I had to cut it in half just to even get it up in here, because this hole I'm working with here is not all that big. Unfortunately, it's going to make putting in the divider or the deflector a little more difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taped in. And here is the diverter. The air is going to come here, and then it's going to slide down each way directly into the ductwork. So hopefully it'll increase the pressure coming out of each vent and help cool a little better. I'm going to try to get this, going to try to run a piece of tape across the top and test fit it, see if I even get it in the hole as a single unit. I would like to, so that I can tape up the top where the air is going to be coming in. But see how it works. Yeah, let's get this all put in. Alright, I was able to tape the arch and stick one end of it into the duct and push it up and lower the other end where it's supposed to go. And I made these tabs here so that I can pull down and make sure it is seated before or as I'm taping it in, kind of give me some ability to move it around and flush it up if I want to or whatever. So hopefully it'll work. I'm going to tape it off and close it up. I wish I could tape it from the top side to keep some of the air from trying to come down in this crevice here. I am going to tape up these holes here as well, right there. Let's tape it up and give it a test run. Alright, as you can tell, I got it all buttoned up. It does quiet it down some, and it'll probably quiet it up a little more once I put the covers on it. But it is in there. Now, I did lose the dump feature, which, you know, that's alright. I'd rather have the air coming out of the vents. I didn't use the dump feature all that often. Now, I do notice a considerable amount of air coming out of this vent, which is right above the sofa, and the one in the bedroom. Now, the ones over the dinette, the top bunk, and the bathroom, maybe a little increase, but not as much, nearly as much as the ones back here. And the reason for that, and I kind of anticipated it, the fan is rotating in a clockwise motion, and so more of the air is coming this direction rather than, it's not really straight down. More of it was coming at an angle. So I may have to move the center point of my divider a little bit over, more in the middle of the path of the airflow, to get better airflow towards the dinette and the bathroom. But we'll run with this for a little while and see how it does. See if it makes it a little cooler in here. Luckily this week it's not so hot here in central Oklahoma, but it does get, you know, we still have August. That's usually one of the hottest months. First week of August is usually the hottest week of the year. So we're not out of it yet, so hopefully we'll see how this does and keeps us cool. So. Alright, well, I've got a little bit of a mess to clean up. Not that big of a deal. I was cleaning house today anyway. So hopefully this helped somebody. Hopefully it helps me. So until next time, safe travels.